and thank you for joining us for Together San Diego. I'm Paola Hernandez Chayo from the San Diego Union-Tribune. Walden Family Services is a foster care, adoption, and transitional housing nonprofit. It has been recognized as a leader in the foster to adopt community for more than 46 years. Our guest today is Melissa Villa Gomez, Development and Special Events Manager at Walden Family Services. She'll speak about the organization and how its team pioneered treatment-level foster care and became one of the first nonprofits licensed to offer transitional housing placement program for youth aging out of the foster system. Melissa will also invite the community to an event that they have to raise funds for the organization called their Sunset Soiree. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for being with us on the show today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Tell us about the organization.
So Walden has been around for 46 years now. We started as a group home and serving the foster care community, but we quickly learned that children do a lot better in a family home setting. And so in the early 80s, we switched to foster home with families. So Walden has been a leading agency in the foster care system, and we serve throughout Southern California. We have offices through Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, all the way south to San Diego. And we help our kids who are entering the foster care system and placement in their homes. So families that are willing to step forward and open up their homes, we help license and train them to place children in their homes and provide ongoing training to support them as they help our children heal and thrive from the traumas that cause them to come into foster care. And we also help kids to mitigate any kind of misplacement for the kids. If those children are on the road to adoption, we also recruit families that are willing to adopt, and we help with that adoption process. And then, as you mentioned, we're the second largest in California to help the kids that are aging out of foster care, 18 to 24, with transitional housing. And what that means is that we help set them up in their first apartment, furnished, and support them as they're going to school or getting a job, and really getting on their feet and figuring out what they're going to do with their lives as they're entering adulthood.
There is a lot that the organization has done. I was looking at your website throughout the years, how it's grown, the different programs that you have as well. Something else, you did mention the youth transitional program that you have, but you also have something for families that are LGBTQ.
Yes. So we're all inclusive. We support our families of the LGBTQ community. If they want to grow their family, we have some wonderful families that we've been able to support and help grow their families. We also walk in Pride every year in all the counties that we serve in LA, especially here in San Diego. We're really excited for July to come around to be walking in Pride. And then some people may not know that, some kids that are adopted outside of and maybe like private agencies sometimes come out, and families then reject them. And so they enter foster care again. And so we support those kids that are LGBTQ and provide them the families that will love and care for them.
You yourself were foster youth. Tell us about how your experience in that has helped you now be able to understand and to relate to what these children and youth are going through.
Yes. I grew up here in San Diego. I entered the foster care system at the age of 5. But the first couple of years going into foster care, I was with the county, the San Diego County. And what that looked like for me is that I bounced around a lot. Within 2 years, I moved a handful of times and had multiple social workers. But I was really lucky to be referred to a foster family agency like Walden, where they referred me. It was Casey Family Programs, which is familiar here in San Diego. But what that changed for me was when I went into a foster family agency like Walden. I went to a Walden family. I was assigned a Walden social worker, and I didn't move as much as I didn't move at all. In fact, once I was placed with the family, I lived with them up until I was 16. And as many can imagine that have children or nephews or nieces, how important it is for kids to have stability and consistency in their life. And I think that ultimately led to positive outcomes for myself. I am the one of 5 of a sibling set that went through foster care, and I was the only one that went through a FFA agency, a foster family agency. And unfortunately, my brothers and sisters have repeated the cycle of foster care, but I was lucky enough to kind of break the cycle of foster care. And I think that had to do a lot with having the same family for those crucial years as I was growing up, and also that social worker, because not only did I have my county social worker, but my FFA social worker saw me a lot more, built rapport with me. And I think the biggest thing was that they noticed that I was falling through the cracks. One of the biggest things that I always like to share is that a county social worker will come and see a foster child once a month, whereas our social workers will come and see our kids every week. And so that really allows the social worker to help nurture the relationship between the foster parent and the child, and also really dive deep into what the child needs and what I needed. I fortunately, because of all the movement in the earlier years, I fell behind in reading and writing. I was 3 grades behind in reading and writing, and immediately my social worker got me on a literacy plan to help me get me up to my grade. And thank God she did. And she found it at an early age, because who knows how much longer I would have been just pushed through the system and falling further and further behind.
That's a wonderful story, and I did read an article that the Union-Tribune did a profile on you, and it did indicate that you're still in touch with the social worker that you were working with. So that is a
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful story. Something that you mentioned is that not everyone can be a foster parent, but everyone can support a foster child. I think that's a wonderful way to put it as well. There are opportunities through your organization, through Walden Family Services, where somebody can donate, where somebody can support. One of these is your Sunset Soiree that you have coming up on Thursday, May 25th. Tell us a little bit about the event and how the folks can support.
Yes. So we annually do fundraisers. The government funding, we do get some government funding, but it's been stagnant for a lot of years. And in order to fill the gap and provide our kids the extra care that they need and the specialized care, because many of the children that we work with are medically fragile children that need extra equipment. And so we have events throughout the year. One of them, Sunset Soiree. It's going to be at Jeffrey Strauss' house, the executive chef of Pampamous Grill in Del Mar. And he's opened up his home to us, and we are going to have a beautiful dinner that he's going to curate for us, and have a lovely evening of just gathering together with other community members that are very philanthropic and wanting to make a difference in the lives of the kids that we serve.
That is wonderful. I am sharing the website, waldenfamily.org, for more information on the organization, on the programs that you offer, as well as information on the Sunset Soiree event that you have coming up. One last thing that I'd like to mention is that you do accept donations, not only monetary, but also cars. Tell us how this program works.
Yes. So we are in our transitional housing program. Many of our children need transportation. They do public transportation, but some of our kids, that's one of them there, with a car that was donated. So we do take car donations for our kids, but we also take other donations. So throughout the year, we'll do back to school drives during the summer. And so we'll take backpacks and school supplies. And then during the holidays, we do a holiday drive, and we take toys and gift cards for our kids from 0 to 24 that we serve.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Thank you for being with us on the show today. Best of luck with the Sunset Soiree that you have coming up. And also, I did want to share that you have a golf tournament coming up as well. That information and more information on the organization can be found on their website. I'm sharing their Twitter right now, and I'm also sharing their social media at Walden Family Services, where they provide updates and more information on the multiple programs that they have available. Something else that you'd like to add?
No, we just want to put ourselves out of work. We want to break the cycle of foster care, and we're only able to do that with the community as we come together. It takes a village to support these kids, and we need our community to come together and partner up with us. And there's so many different ways that we can do that. I understand not everyone can open up their home, but someone can volunteer or donate their time or treasure.
Thank you. For more information, you can visit waldenfamily.org. Thank you very much, Melissa, to you and your team for all this work that you are doing to help children in foster care and the families that open their homes to them as well. If you would like to watch more of these Together San Diego episodes, you can go to SanDiegoUnionTribune.com/TogetherSDLive. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching today. And thank you very much, Melissa, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great show. We'll see you soon.
News is more important today than ever before.
I'm currently outside Otay Mesa Detention Center.
I'm about to get a report at Sharp.
Out at Sunset Cliffs.
COVID testing site.
We live for these times when we're able to bring the news into the homes of people who need it the most.
I thank all of you for supporting our work.
When you subscribe to the paper, you're telling us that you believe in what we do.